Hey guys! So I feel like I owe you guys a really big explanation as to why there has been a lack of videos on my channel. But first things first, I have a dog right here. Her name is Venus. I'm house sitting or dog sitting for my coworkers as they're out of town, so got an extra dog in the house, Gabe somewhere else also. The last video that you saw on my channel was me in the Philippines, the last full day of IloIlo City, and then I was gonna start my 3 or 4 day remaining days in Rojas City and Manila in Japan. And then as I was trying to make and edit these videos, I realized when I was in Europe that I lost my other SD card that I had switched from, so literally everything after IloIlo, so 3 days in Rojas City, 1 day in Manila, my 23-hour layover in Japan, and then also bleeding into my roam around the world Europe trips. So like my 3 days in London, 2 days in Bologna, Italy, and 2 days in Ripollet, Italy has been misplaced. This is a long intro, so all in all, I am not mad at myself. It's a learning experience and I hope you guys really understand. Actually, at first I was a little stressed. I wasn't mad, I was stressed because I didn't know what to do with the next few vlogs, because literally, like, I think it was probably 10 or 11 vlogs worth is gone. So I'm trying to be a positive person in this kind of really challenging time. So what I'm gonna do, and I hope you guys are okay with this because this is gonna be something new, and that's why I've been kind of putting off this video for a long time, is making 2 recap videos. One recap video, which you're watching right now, to sum up the end of my Philippines/Japan vlogs, and then another recap video, which is gonna be the next video after this one, to do a recap of my 3 days in London, 2 days in Bologna, Italy, and my first 2 days of the Vespa tour in Ripollet. And you're probably thinking, what are you gonna do? Like, a recap sounds so boring. But luckily for me, I've been really active on Instagram, and I know a lot of you don't follow me on Instagram, but I did post a whole bunch of Insta stories while I was there, and you know, that's pretty rich content, I think, and I'm going to try to use that as kind of color commentary, and just really, it's the only content that I have. Let me know down below if you guys are interested in seeing those videos. Otherwise, the next real vlog will be not this vlog, not the next vlog, but the 3rd vlog from now. So let's start with the recap. I don't know how this is gonna go, so definitely leave me some feedback down below. So today is the last day in IloIlo City. Me and my family went down to the hotel breakfast bar at the hotel. It's like the Courtyard Marriott Hotel. The reason why it's like so weird, I'm gonna be putting like some video Insta story right over here over the dog. We ate so much, it was so good. And then for a little bit I was just kind of chilling in my room waiting for our driver to pick us up and take us the 2 hours from IloIlo City back to Rojas City. So Rojas City is where my dad is from, and we go there pretty often. The last time I was there was actually earlier this year for my grandma's funeral. I went there back in February for bereavement. And then after 2 hours, we ended up going to our hotel, which is called the Hotel Veronica. So I haven't been Insta-storying most of the day, but we are finally here in Rojas City, Capiz, where my dad is from. Just got to the hotel, which is the Hotel Veronica, and we're about to eat soon, I think. And out the window, we have this view, but then there's the mall right next door, right over there. Robinson's Place, Rojas. We're about to go there, I think, for lunch. So we stayed there in the past, back in February, and usually we typically stay with my grandma, but since, you know, she is no longer there, and we actually tried 1 day at this hotel prior, and it was a pretty decent hotel for the area, we decided to stay there again. After chilling at the hotel a little bit, we went to the Robinson's Rojas City Mall, which has a whole bunch of stuff. We ended up going to get lunch at this place called Mang Inasal, which is pretty much the barbecue chicken joint that is amazing. You get like calamansi and on the chicken, and just so good. Also, there's unlimited rice, which was awesome because y'all already know that I love my rice. And then afterwards, just like maybe 100 feet away, we went to this place called Foss Coffee, which is actually owned by I want to say she's like my second aunt, but I'm older than her. Got a frappuccino that had like chocolate and mint, so good. And with Philippines, there was a lot of traffic. Even though it's not like in Manila, it was in like a smaller town of Rojas City, but there was traffic there. And then we ended up going to the cemetery to visit my Lola. So from an earlier vlog this year, we went after the funeral to bury my Lola, and so we went there just to like visit her. And then I had an uncle that passed away earlier last year, which was unexpected, and we got to visit my Tito Dennis as well. But after we left, there's a whole bunch of trikes. I feel like there's a lot more trikes in this specific, in my dad's hometown of Rojas City, rather than Manila. So trikes is like the way to get around. Then we went over to my Lola's house, where a few of my family members still stay, and we had a family dinner. It was really great. Had a whole bunch of family there, had a lot of good food, so it was really good. We also had San Miguel, so if you guys are from the Philippines, or I believe they have San Miguel in Spain as well, and throughout Asia, but it's pretty much like a lager beer that is really popular in the Philippines. And then I caught a little bit of my brother like falling asleep, because we usually stay in this room whenever we visit and stay at my Lola's house, but we just kind of were pooped for the day. So that was the first day. The second day, it was raining. We were actually planning on going out to the pool, but when we woke up, it was just raining. Luckily, there is a cafe / restaurant downstairs at our hotel that had good coffee, so we had a little bit of that. And the good thing is, the restaurant that we were staying in down at the Hotel Veronica had either mango shakes and coffee, and I feel like, why have one when you can have two, right? Breakfast was really good. We had tocino, we had papaya, eggs, lots of bread. Tocino is one of my favorite breakfast foods of all time, my favorite Filipino breakfast food. A few hours later, we ended up meeting up with my family and then a whole bunch of cousins, and we went to this, I think it's like a vegetable farm, and we had Filipino food over there. Lots of food. I think we had crispy pata, we had pancit, we had sinigang, a lot of my favorites. And of course, there was a photo opportunity at this restaurant. It was set at this lake that had a lot of lily pads and a floating kind of contraption that took us everywhere. It was pretty awesome. After lunch, we went over to another cemetery to visit my great-grandfather. It was crazy because his statue near the cemetery was just the largest and tallest statue, so it was pretty badass. I knew this from a long time ago, but my great-grandfather grew and lived until 112 years old. Isn't that crazy? Like, he had my Lolo when he was towards the end of his life. Lolo is grandfather, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know. But after that, we went back to the hotel and got some merienda, which was pizza. Merienda, for you guys who don't know, is pretty much a time where you have like in between a lunch and a dinner, or like it's a little snack. And then afterwards, we went back to this place called El Circolo, where we ended up having dinner with the rest of our family, and there was this large tower of iced tea. And when I talk about iced tea, I feel like iced tea is amazing in the Philippines. Like, when you go to the US and have iced tea, it's just like meh. But in the Philippines, they put so much sugar, it's so tasty. I recommend you try it. Also, sisig. Sisig is bomb. It's pretty much this like minced up pig head that has like egg and then come with like calamansi juice on it. It's amazing. So that was the second to last full day. The next day was the last full day in Rojas City, and had breakfast and had something other than a mango shake or coffee. So this is probably my first non-iced tea, non-mango shake that I've had. It's an ice mocha with my crazy hair, Ivy Park tank. Last day in Rojas. And then the weather kind of cleared up, so we went out and went swimming. Oh, When I say we, I mean me. But there was a rooftop swimming pool that was pretty awesome.
Right now, I get it how I live it. I live it how I get it. Y'all don't really get it. I pull up in a lemon.
We also went back to the mall and went to Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut in the Philippines is a sit-down restaurant, and I was waiting for some American food, or I guess pizza's Italian, but I was waiting for something that wasn't Filipino food because we had it literally for 2 weeks straight. Also, when I was there, I noticed that I had so much mosquito bites, and I counted, I think, 21 on my legs. We went to the beach and had a last dinner with my family in Rojas City. Had a lot of barbecue chicken, a lot of fish, so good. And then, of course, in true Philippine fashion, it ended up raining the rest of the night. The next morning, we woke up early to take a flight from Rojas City to Manila. The Rojas City airport is pretty small, and we ended up just walking to the plane. We ended up landing and then was trying to figure out how to get to our hotel, which was in Ortigas City. Just arrived in Manila with 3 carts of luggage. How are my parents gonna be all the way over there just chit-chatting? Like, somebody come help me. So much traffic. When we checked into our hotel, which was the Marco Polo Hotel in Ortigas, we were there a little early, so they had us sit down in this really cute area, gave us some juices and drinks to let the time pass by. Afterwards, since the hotel is really close to Mega Mall, we went to this place called Tim Ho Wan, which is, I believe, a Michelin 1-star, but it's like the cheapest Michelin 1-star, and it's pretty much dim sum. And then we went to Green Hills. Of course, if you guys know what Green Hills, it's just like haggling and fake stuff. Dito sa Green Hills. Jason, what'd you get?
Got shirts.
Is it fake?
I think it's a real version.
The next morning was our last day in the Philippines, and we had breakfast at the hotel. Lots of morning numbs. And of course, as yesterday happened, it also rained the next day as well on the way to the airport. At this time, my parents and my brother were on different flights, and I was on my own flight back home, but I actually had a 22-hour layover in Japan. I think if you saw from earlier vlogs, I was in ANA's business class. So when I got on the flight, you know, said goodbye, really cool seat, had some really good lunch on the plane, a bento box with all these yummy Japanese treats, as well as having ice cream and coffee at the end. Like, there's something about having coffee and ice cream on a plane that's just so comforting. And then I got to Japan and I had to figure out how to get to my hotel, and I realized I did a Manila to Tokyo and then Tokyo to Seattle route, but in Tokyo I had to transfer airports between my 22-hour layover, and I thought that my check-in baggages would be taken all the way to Seattle. I was mistaken because it ended up not doing it that way. I actually had to take my luggage and bring it with me everywhere. So I was a bag lady on the train. But after I got out of the train, I had to figure out how to walk to this capsule hotel that I am staying for the night. And it was gonna be like walk, so I ended up finding a cab. Finally got to my capsule hotel, which was pretty cool. The space was super confined, but it was, you know, spacious for one person, but it was so hot. After settling in, I ended up going to this little cafe that was in the capsule hotel, which is, the capsule hotel was called First Class, but I had pizza. Super strange, but it happened. The next morning, got up and got ready, got my stuff because I had a full day, because I had to get back to the airport by like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but I had breakfast at the hotel. And then I ended up trying to like take my luggages and then do a little bit of sightseeing. I was planning on meeting up with a friend later in the day, and I passed by the Tokyo Tower, which is pretty cool. I was planning to go to Shibuya just to leave my luggages in one of those lockers. Stopped by the Hachiko statue. If you guys know about Hachiko, it's pretty much like this really sad and tragic story about this dog. But got to see the Shibuya crossing, which is super iconic, and got to walk it, of course. And then when you're in Asia, Asian skincare is a must, and I ended up getting a whole bunch of Asian skincare. I also met up with one of my friends. Her name is Nicole. If you saw her from a previous Hong Kong vlog, she ended up moving recently to Tokyo. Met up with her and had some tsukemen. It was so good, the food, and just to catch up with her. And then there was kind of like a crazy mishap where I almost missed my train from Shibuya to the airport because Shibuya is such a large area and I could not for the life of me figure out where I placed my luggage in those lockers. I went to like 3 different sections and I thought I was going to the right place, and it was so bad that I was like literally sprinting to the Narita Express, and with like a minute or 2 to spare, I was like drenched in sweat. It was crazy. Got to the ANA lounge. It was pretty busy for the time, but I ended up eating a little bit. I actually saw some guy pick out some chicken katsu or karaage with their bare hands and put it on their plate when there was a perfectly good tong right next to the serving plate, so that was kind of weird. I ended up taking a shower in the lounge. Here at the ANA Business Class Lounge, about to take a shower in their shower facilities, but look, got all these goodies that they give when using the shower. Cleansing oil, milky wash, everything. Which was amazing after like running and sprinting to the train. And I feel like every time I shower before a flight, it's like the best thing ever. I was also feeling myself a little bit, sorry. Had a little bit of a bite before I boarded my flight, and then got to my my seat for I think 10 hours. It was a really comfortable seat, really good. It was a different plane configuration than last time, like a little bit. I also had the option of taking a champagne or orange juice, and I ended up just taking orange juice. Whatevs. They also gave me this cardigan to wear during my flight, and it was kind of random because she just kind of went behind me, the stewardess, and was like, "Are you cold? Would you like a cardigan?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." I feel like one of the best things about, the best thing about flying business class internationally is the flatbed. But then the next thing is like the elevated food and service, and so I had like a whole bunch of amuse-bouche, and then the actual appetizers, which was amazing, and then I had swordfish and vegetables for my main course, and then why have one dessert when you can have 2? I ended up getting the pineapple coconut mousse and the berries cream with mascarpone. Oh, so good. And then definitely got into a food coma, which was pretty crazy, but whatevs. I ended up catching some sleep, which was amazing, and got up ready for breakfast, and I ended up being a little bit extra, and I got some Ippudo ramen alongside my regular cheese omelet breakfast, which, I paid for it. But it was a gorgeous view from out of the window, and ended up getting home after 10 hours, fully rested, and I got to see my little dog, who welcomed me back. But anyways, this video is hella long, so I'm gonna try and condense it as much as I can, but hope you guys understand and enjoyed this type of video. It's a lot different than other videos, but just bear with me. After this will be another one like this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna split it up from like London and then like Italy, but I might combine it just to like save time. But yeah, let me know your feedback down below. It's not going to be one of those videos I'm going to have all the time, but I figured it was the only pieces of content that I had. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.